Hello guys, welcome back to Hollywood Recapped. Today I will recap you a movie named The Professor, released in the year 2018. Movie starts with darkness and we see a doctor telling Richard that things are not well. This doctor further tells Richard that he is having a stage 4 level of lung cancer. Richard is upset by listening to this and asks doctor how much time has left for him to live. Doctor says that you have only 6 months to live more. He walks in the college campus lost, frustrated, quiet and with many thoughts going in his mind. Richard was a professor. Richard is silent and very much lost in his mind while attending college meetings and lectures. All of a sudden he jumps in a pond nearby cursing God for all this. Before now he never believed in God, but now he started believing in God when he feels that his life is going to finish in just a matter of months. Now we see Richard along with his wife Veronica and daughter Olivia at the dining table. Here Olivia informs her parents that is in love with a girl. Richard takes this very casually and Veronica laughs as well hearing to Olivia. Veronica tells Olivia this is happening to her because of her teenage. Olivia leaves from there in anger. Now Veronica too wants to confess something to Richard. She tells that she is having an affair with Henry Wright, who is college dean and Richard's boss. Richard laughs at Veronica and says to her to at least maintain equality while indulging in an affair. Veronica hearing this, leaves from there in anger. Now Richard is all alone there. Next we see Richard in the classroom. He tells all the students to leave the class who come here just for a time pass. He tells only those students should be in the class who are serious in their studies. So more than half of the students leave the class feeling humiliated from the professor. He tells the students who are left behind to read at least one book and share their feeling about the book they read. After leaving from the class Richard meets his friend Peter. And he tells Peter that he needs a vacation. Here Peter tells him that it is quite difficult. Then Richard reveals the truth of his suffering from the lung cancer. He tells Peter that he has few days left to live. Hearing this Peter is shocked and in emotion his tears come out from his eyes. Then Peter promises Richard to help in getting a leave for few days. Now we see Richard at his home with his wife Veronica. He is a comic mood and shares alcohol and pills with her. Richard tells Veronica that she can continue her infidelity with Henry and doesn't mind it. But for Olivia they must live together in this home. After some times Olivia comes home with her girlfriend and sees her parents in bad condition. Veronica accepts Olivia's relationship with her girlfriend Tyler. Then Olivia takes Tyler to her room. Veronica seriously asks Richard about their relationship getting worse. Then Richard replies by dropping a vase that it was just weak just like this flower vase. At bed Veronica thanks Richard for inspiring her to accept Olivia's relationship and additionally says that she is not a bad person and Richard too agrees with it. Next day, at the class, Richard is interacting with his students and he takes a cigarette to smoke, but in his life he had never smoked at all. Next we see Richard and his students at the bar. He offers alcohol to all of his students and says don't exist, just live your life. Then he goes to the bathroom and makes sex with the waitress. Students are shocked to see the sudden change of behavior in their professor. He has changed now and wants to live his life in full joy. He writes a note to Veronica and Henry and tells them about his change. Now at the dinner table the family is taking dinner when Veronica apologizes Olivia for her bad behavior and Olivia give her the apology. Next day we see that Richard is taking his class in open. Then Richard asks Rose to share her thoughts of the book that she read. Looking at Rose it seems that she got internal pleasure while reading the book and this was Richard wanted to see in all of his students. Next in his office we can see a student come in with cupcakes and gives blowjob pleasure to his professor. Next day, in the college we see that Veronica is asking Olivia about the design of the pillar that she designed for the college. Then Olivia says it's good, but in real she didn't like it. Next, at home Olivia asks her father why is he still with her mom knowing all about her then Richard replies that there should be someone in life to blame for why did this life sucked. Then Olivia tells her dad that she is in love with a girl, which Richard is happy about. Next day we see Richard drinking alcohol and smoking marijuana in front of his students in his class. Peter notices it and being a good friend he takes Richard to a self-help cancer patient group. But Richard tells them to live their life in full joy and leaves from there. In the bar Peter and Richard are drinking and Peter starts weeping for Richard. Just then his student Claire arrives. She is niece of Henry who is having an affair with Richard's wife Veronica. Next Richard and Claire go outside to leave Peter to a taxi and return back to the bar. Claire says that she admires Richard and she asks Richard for dance. When they both are dancing then only he get unconscious and opens his eye in the hospital. After Richard is discharged and he goes to his home. Veronica is concerned for him but he ignores and goes to his room. Next we see at Dean's office Henry tries to humiliate Richard, but he tells that if you don't grant me a leave, then I will your wife that you are cheating on her. At his last class Richard tells his students including Claire that they must live as they are and should not imitate the outer world. In his office, Richard fell ill and fell unconscious. Peter takes Richard to the church. They both hug and cry. Next, at Henry's party, Richard kisses his wife in front of him and Veronica, just to tease them. Henry tries to humiliate Richard in his speech. Then Richard tells everybody that Henry and Veronica are an affair, and then he adds that he's soon going to die of lung cancer. He says last goodbye to his wife and leaves. At home for last time, Richard is meeting Olivia. He kisses her, says goodbye. He leaves from there with his dog, in his car. He at last reaches a two-way. He leaves the car and looks at the moon, and goes in the field. The movie ends here. I hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Comment down below which movie should I recap next.